So I'm really concerned about what is going on in the United States right now. But as somebody living in Japan, sometimes I find it really hard to understand this racial issue because for one thing, the white people say that they are the majority of the United States, the ruling class, except for the 8 years of Obama administration, which was really great. But, when you really think about it, the white people were not there in the first place. I mean, they came from Europe, and before that, the Native Americans were there for many, many years. So they were kind of like visitors, right? So how can you say that they are the ruling class? That's one, question that I have. And also this thing about African American people, the black people. Why are they there? I mean, white people brought them from Africa as slaves, so that was a really bad kidnapping. And so I don't understand this attitude of some white people, not all of them. I mean, some white people to kind of look down on the African Americans because wait a minute. That's my alarm clock going off. So I don't understand some attitude of white people to look down on African American people because these who is the victim, who is the villain? I mean uh, the villain looking down on victim is something hard to understand. So the whole racial discrimination issue is something beyond my understanding. We Japanese, including Korean and Chinese people, are sometimes called yellow people. But this is a racist because this is not yellow. Hey, yellow is, oh yeah, here. This is yellow. This is yellow. This is yellow. This is a famous reclam booklet from Germany. This is yellow. This is not yellow. Well, when you say that, the white people, are they white? I mean, this is white. This is white. Oh, this is as white as white can be. But white people, and that also goes to the black people. African Americans are sometimes said to be black, but I'm looking for This is black. This is black, but African Americans, they are not really black. I mean, my hair used to be black, but it's kind of whitish in some places. So what I'm trying to say is that this whole racial discrimination issue, prejudices and so on, they are based on such, ill-perceived concepts. So the whole thing is laughable. We are all humans, right? And of course, we do have individual differences, but these individual differences cannot be really attributed to or accounted for by race, the so-called race. And when people judge people based on race, the terms and the concepts that they use tend to be really, really ambiguous and ill-focused. So I don't understand this whole race issue. For me, individual differences within an ethnic group is much more important than the ill-conceived, supposedly existing differences between race. I don't believe there's such a thing as racial traits or whatever. I mean, I don't believe that. I think it's just, a nonsense. So I do hope that the situations in the United States will settle down because, we are all human and we really need to live together. We really need to coexist, because that's the future. That's the only future we have.